Hey, Brandon.
Hey, Craig.
How you doing, man? Okay, another curveball.
Uh-oh.
We've thrown this one. I've thrown a couple of these at you over time, and I'm throwing another one at you.
All right.
This is on the science side of what we do. Okay, and you don't spend as much time in our lab as I do. But I want to throw this one at you and say, when it comes to beard growth and growing an epic, legendary beard, we've talked in previous videos about what that means to different guys, what that means scientifically, how we achieve that. I want to throw this one at you and say, what is the effect of androgens?
Say that again.
Androgens. What's the androgenic effect on beard growth? Would you have any idea what that means?
Okay, so I don't, and I would almost bet money. I would bet money. 90% of our customers, or 90% of bearded people out there, men, don't know.
Right.
So you're going to have to help educate us.
I would have to agree.
Okay.
Okay, there's little known understanding that we've discussed, again, in previous videos, that the industry right now as a whole does not have the first clue in the general sense. There might be a company or two out there on top of Legends that understands the science and chemistry of what it actually takes, what they're actually putting in their formulas, what it takes to actually create an environment, a product, in an environment that can facilitate beard growth and accelerate thickening, accelerate shine naturally without oil sitting on top of beard shining.
Is that like a fake shine?
It's like a fake shine.
Okay.
Yeah, just like, maybe like a hairspray spritzer type thing that just sets on there and shines, which you don't want. You want it to shine naturally.
Yep.
And so the androgenic effect.
Androgenic.
What I mean by that is that if a guy is having a difficult time growing his beard longer, thicker, faster, so on and so forth, if there's patchy areas, if there's areas in his connections that won't connect, right, to other parts from his mustache down to his cheeks, down to the chin, and so on and so forth. If he's having an issue with those, it's most likely that there's not enough androgenic activity in his cellular makeup in his skin.
So what's that mean?
Okay, so what that means is that those follicles either have gone dormant, they don't produce like they. If we take a look at guys like myself, who I started thinning, so I just started shaving, right? If I had a hair like you, I wouldn't have to do that. Now, why is that? What is the difference between the makeup of your skin and cells on your head versus mine, right? There's an androgenic effect that takes place, okay? And what we want to do is we want to enhance that effect through certain compounds, right? And help your body to get in a process where it starts cranking out and using those androgens more and more efficiently. Okay. Through all three cycles of the hair growth cycle. Okay. And so it's extremely important to have compounds that we put in a beard growth oil that are specifically engineered, or as God has engineered these oils, to have a positive effect on those androgens. Okay, so that's another thing when we look out at the scape of the whole landscape of the beard oil business, namely the beard growth oil business. We see all these products that have nothing but superfluous oils and stuff thrown in them that have zero effect. However, those companies are calling those oils growth oils.
Yeah, it's marketing.
It's absolutely marketing.
But it's not backed up by knowledge. They don't know what they're selling.
Right. So on top of the monoterpenes, sesquiterpenes, phenylpropanoids that we look at and we study these oils from those angles, we look on the percentages and we start sequencing those and looking at how everything goes. We also look at the oils that can produce the highest androgenic effect, and it's very interesting what you discover when you look into these things in terms of the GCMS that we use. So, and for those of you who don't know, that GCMS is a testing measure, gas chromatography and mass spectrometry. It's a way to look at the molecular level of an oil, in our case, and test the properties. And we can tell whether something is pure, we can tell whether something has a ton of additives, a lot of extra chemicals added. And so you can test everything that we look at. And so when we put together everything, we have so much we have to pay attention to. And so, again, it's one of those things that just the androgenic facilitation of beard growth, which not a lot of people talk about because they just don't have any clue, is that we are able to positively affect those changes and those that facilitation through a product that we apply topically. To me, it's fascinating. I know it could be boring for most people, but again,
it's important though.
It's important when a guy says,
it's hard to say it's important that you totally understand it,
right?
But if you trust the person who does understand it, I keep learning so much, scientifically about growing a beard from you day after day after day. Right. I probably only scratched the surface on what you know about growing a beard.
Yeah, it is interesting, and the only reason I say that it is interesting is somebody has to take an interest in it.
Yep.
Because if a guy or his wife or a girlfriend, whoever's going to buy a product that says beard growth, then they should, they deserve to know whether something is real or it's not. And the only way you really get to that is if somebody behind the scenes cares enough about that science and chemistry to actually know what
works. Unfortunately, a lot of them don't. That's the challenge.
Unfortunately, that's the way that it is.
And Legends, we do.
Exactly.
Proof right here.
Exactly. So you have to know. We like to know. It's fun to know. It's fun to test. It's fun to be in the lab and look at everything. And so we want to make it real simple. When you come to legendsbeard.com, when you look at our products, when you hear from other people that are taking our products, when you see them online, whatever the case is, that you're going to know that we take this very, very seriously.
We do. We take it very seriously.
We're testing every single facet, from the allergenic side to the purity side, the side where everything is organic and everything is assembled and put together properly. So we're not just, again, throwing superfluous ingredients in just to say, hey, we've got 15 ingredients, 10 ingredients, whatever, which means absolutely nothing. And so that's the exciting part for me, is just people have questions. They go, I didn't really think about that.
Yeah.
Hadn't even considered that. But when it comes to growing a beard, and it comes to growing more of a beard, and more and more and more, and thicker and healthier and bigger and fuller, all of that, then it's important to know the science. Because without that, there's nothing.
Absolutely. Thank you for the education, as always, much appreciated. If you're looking or have more questions about how to grow a beard and need more answers on the scientific side of it, go to legendsbeard.com.